and the interview will officially start in a bit. So we're live on YouTube now. Good evening, everyone, and it's another time to face off with a social change maker. I hope you're ready for this exciting time together with Maureen Ebele Ajaba, who is going to be on the call with us today, speaking about our journey through entrepreneurship and leadership. If you're ready with me, can I just see a message in the chat saying good to go? If you're ready, just let me see a message on the chat saying good to go. Good to go. Yeah, I see Shubomi there saying she's good to go. So without much delay, we have a special guest on Face Off today. I've had a one-on-one experience working with her as an entrepreneur here in Nigeria. I've had multiple opportunities having some exhibitions and outings, business outings with her. And it's with great pleasure I would love to introduce to the call today Maureen Ebele Ajaba. She's a renowned entrepreneur, having started business way back, and she's been privileged to get multiple grants with different organizations. Maureen was Nigeria's representative for the Entrepreneurship World Cup just this year, and we celebrate her. She's a leader with significant strides in the organic food industry, focusing on innovation and sustainability. Join me as we welcome Maureen Ebele Ajaba to today's Face Off show. Okay. Maureen, can we see you right now if you're ready for us?
Hello, everyone. Hello, hope you can see me. Good evening, everyone.
Yes. Good evening, we can see you clearly. Okay, so we are just going to go straight into the questions for today, and I hope you are ready for us.
Sure, I am.
Okay, so this is Face Off, and Face Off is an initiative of the TLR Development Services designed to project social entrepreneurs, change makers, and leaders across various walks of life, giving them some level of visibility in the public, and also bringing members of the public to engage them in questions and in conversations that could result in a catalysis of their impact. So I would like to first of all start with a question on your background. So can you share your journey into entrepreneurship and what inspired you to start Mebic Organic Integrated Limited?
Sorry about that. I had a network glitch. Hope you can see me.
Very clearly, very clearly.
All right. Thank you. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yes, so we would like you to, maybe first of all, I think we should meet, who is Maureen, first of all. Who is Maureen Ebele Ajaba?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ebele Maureen Ajaba, and it's a great pleasure to be with you all here. Maureen Ebele Ajaba is a food safety professional and the co-founder of Mebic Organic Integrated Limited. I am one person who love to inspire people and also to encourage about food sustainability and everything that has to do with impact. I am impact driven, focused on community development and women empowerment. For me, the vision of Mebic Organic came from my personal experience with disability and some challenges with health. So I can tell you for sure that when it comes to building sustainable food system and when it comes to ensuring that people stay healthy, Maureen Ebele Ajaba is a key driver in this space. I have the vision of seeing average Nigeria stay healthy because we definitely can depend only on the health system in Nigeria. It is our key responsibility to ensure that we make sure that we stay healthy by what we eat, making sure that we understand the science of food and the science of living through healthy lifestyle. Thank you so much.
Okay, you did justice to that question, ensuring that you not only introduce yourself to us, but why you actually started your entrepreneurship journey and why Mebic Organic Integrated Limited. I'd like to know, what were your turning point experiences as an entrepreneur? Mention the organizations and people that played a critical part of it. Would you like me to take the question again? I don't think you heard me clearly on that. Okay, let's take a quick break while we expect Maureen to return to the call. I don't think she can hear us. Let's take a quick break and listen to a short video clip from TLR Development Services. Can we have a short clip from the TLR Development Services while we wait for Maureen to rejoin the call? The video has no sound playing, so if you can adjust that. Okay, we are back. We weren't able to hear any of the video, any of the sounds in the video. So try to fix that later when we have the next play of the video. We still don't have our guests back on the show. While we wait for her, just a little bit about what TLR is up to. TLR is acronym for the Lead Revolution. And basically, we are building a community of leaders for a common worthy cause. From inception, we've been engaging young people with the purpose of involving them in the process of leadership development in nations and in their collective institutions. So over the years, we've worked with a couple of young people across different walks of life who have been able to do something meaningful and contribute to social change and social development globally. At some point, we started off with a study group, which was tagged the TM Bookstores Catalyst Leadership Study Group, which had over 40 participants of young people all across Nigeria, studying a book called Catalyst. I think I have a copy of the book right here. Okay, yeah. Here is a copy of the book. So 40 of us all across Nigeria studied this particular book, and we embarked on a series of projects, of which one of those projects was the creation of an initiative called If I Were President. Also, in the course of time, we also developed a leadership board game, and right now we are having this live show, which is called Face Off, and designed basically to engage change makers and project what they are doing to the general public. So Face Off, like we mentioned earlier on, is an opportunity for young people to engage change makers across different walks of life, whether as an entrepreneur, whether as a musician, whether as a tech enthusiast, whether as a leadership person. Basically, we create that platform where young people can engage change makers globally. So far, we've been able to engage 3 guests. The first being Dr. Sunday Adelaja, and also we've been able to engage Ololade, Ololade, who was the last Guinness World Record attempt maker from Nigeria, attempting the longest catwalk, the longest distance walked on a catwalk by a model. And she was successful at that attempt, beating the former record, which was made last 41 years ago. So on this show, currently today, we have Maureen Ebele Ajaba, who is the current, who represented Nigeria at the recently concluded Entrepreneurship World Cup. The event holds annually and gathers entrepreneurs globally to pitch their ideas to a pool of investors. She's been able to develop herself over the years, going from just an idea into a full-fledged business that has been raising funding through different means. She's an inspiration to young people today, and we believe that our story can inspire every one of us to believe the best of themselves. So just while we are still waiting for her, if we have any questions about the TLR development services, if we have any questions about what we do, those questions will be welcome. So while we are waiting for Maureen ability to join us back, and while we are also yet to get anyone asking a question. You can pop your questions in the chat. I would still like us to play play the last video back, just so we could engage the audience.
We're introducing a leadership game, which is called the Heads of Nations. I want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics.
Teaches time management, management of resources, developing society, developing individuals. Our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and to the rest of the world. Board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
Game is actually very interesting. I've played it several times and it's just like reality.
Encourages young people to critically think about how they develop their nation. So it's global. It's not just Africa or Nigeria.
It will fine-tune. It will renew the mind. It will begin to prepare people for the place of leadership. It will begin to bring us the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended. I'm sure that they're going to go places. This is just the beginning. I think this is a gift to the world, and kudos to the team that put this together. God bless you.
Thank you so much. That was the Heads of Nations leadership board game and the book Gift of Leadership launch, which held some years back, and we are looking forward basically to make this available to young people globally, such that they could develop their potential and also contribute to social change globally. Welcome back, everyone. So we have back on the call Maureen Ibele-Ajaba, and she is ready for us. So Maureen, let's see you if you're ready for us. Okay, you're on mute. You're currently muted.
Okay. Sorry, I had to switch my network. Hope it's clear now.
It's you can speak again. Let's check that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I think we can hear
Can
you.
you hear me now? Okay. Sorry, I had to switch network.
Okay. So we just spoke before you left off the call. We spoke about your journey as an entrepreneur, what inspired you to start Mebic Organic Integrated Limited, and it's quite inspiring to see that you had a physical health challenge, and that didn't deter you from going into starting a business of your own. You know, some people with certain challenges likely would give up quite easily and look for other options for making a living. But you determined that you had a vision, and that vision was to get into the food and organic the organic food space, and to make a difference. And today you are making a difference. I think that should inspire any young person who may have a disability or who may have a health challenge to know that they can also do it. So I asked just before we stopped hearing you, what were your turning point experiences as an entrepreneur? can you mention organizations and people that played a critical part of that, and just take us through a step-by-step process on how your work with different people made a difference on your journey as an entrepreneur?
Okay, thank you so much. For me, my turning point as an entrepreneur is the opportunity to get access to people, to network, to mentorship. Because one of the major challenge of being an entrepreneur is that most times it's a lonely path. And how lonely this path is as a result of not having sometimes you start without little or no experience. And if you do not have the right guidance, you get to make your mistakes. In the course of it, then you learn, and it may take you a long time to grow. But starting off MEBIC Organic in 2019, I was opportune to be handheld by Diversity. And aside Diversity, had the opportunity to connect with other entrepreneurs in the learning process, get access to accelerator programs, not just accelerator programs, also, for instance, I was trained by Lagos Business School on entrepreneurship and innovation. Also had the opportunity to be trained by IFC and Access Bank on business management. So all these cumulative till date, having access to Seed Star program, also having access to Gen Global has been so wonderful. You talk of having access to Faith Foundation and also having access to a whole lot. And that has really helped my progress. The partnership with other entrepreneurs, because for us in the food industry, our challenges are quite peculiar, and it's boiled down from you thinking of how you can access raw materials, how you can get access to customers, how you deal with funding. And key thing that has made a difference for us is the power of collaboration, like I mentioned, working with smallholder farmers across Nigeria, getting access to farmers like Soilless Farm Lab, working with individuals, people in the ecosystem that can drive us and make us achieve our objectives. So you don't depend on yourself alone. You must work with people across the value chain you find yourself. That has been a great turning point for us. Partnership with both like Chiwane Globals, both individuals in distribution experts, people that can help us take MEBIC Organic within and outside Nigeria. Mentioning the name of MEBIC, so many people get to speak for us even where we can't speak for ourselves, giving us the opportunity to push out our product globally. So it's a good one and it's a big experience. It's a great turning point to know that with the power of people, we can go far. Thank you.
That's quite encouraging to hear. I did hear lots of names in the course of your experience as an entrepreneur. And I think this is pretty important for entrepreneurs, that the journey can be very solitary and the journey can be very challenging. And so you need a team of people, you need a network of people who can literally hold your hands and tell you that even when you feel like discouraged, you can tell you that you can still do it or you can still make it. And you mentioned, of key interest to me was your reference to Diversity. I think that's one of the first organizations that you mentioned. So that intrigues me because I'm also a part of the organization as well. I'd like to know your experience with Diversity. How did it shape your early years of business development?
Okay, so for us, starting MEBIC Organic, I believe you understand. You know my story actually, Adiola. And the journey was wonderful, or has been wonderful, because believe in our dream. You could see the vision even when I could not see how far we could go. And the opportunity to learn the very critical elements of building a business from scratch, getting to have the right business model, helping us to refine and also, and as well, the design thinking aspects. I can tell you that of the work we did at the early stage of MEBIC through diversity as works we are currently doing. And also teaching us the importance of leveraging technology and face a lot more easier because we have the right skill set. And I keep mentioning, I could remember diversity was one of the organizations that launched us into one of the first collaboration we had. So, and obviously our first pitching competition, I got to learn about pitching through diversity, and that makes a whole lot of difference so far. Thank you.
Great. Your network was breaking a bit in the course of your sharing, but I'm sure that everyone was able to capture a whole lot from the things that you shared. And yes, like Maureen has said, that need to have a support system or an environment that can support your work is very critical. I remember being introduced to one of the mentors at Diversity, and you had that opportunity of accessing NAFDAC very easily through an opportunity that helped you with registering a couple of your NAFDAC registration number. So I can imagine what network means to you as a person. Can you speak more? Assuming you have someone here on the call, someone here who's going to watch this later, can you speak more on the importance of networking to you as a business owner?
Okay. If you want to go far, they say go with people, right? And if you want to go fast, go alone. And I can tell you that you can't dismiss the place of network in building a sustainable business. And who are these network you're talking about? You're talking about both internal and external network. Having a strong team is first a strong network. Because if you do not have a strong team, you may not be able to even see the vision and take the vision as far as possible. So one of the key elements of a very good leader is to be on the lookout for opportunities. And that opportunities is your ability to see the bigger picture and to see the set of people, resources, and where you can get them. I can remember that MEBIC Organic, in the first 2 years of MEBIC Organic, we are just a small business operating from a self-contained. And COVID happened, and we are still small. But the language I was speaking, even as a solopreneur at that time, was that MEBIC is a global organization, even when I did not see the bigger picture yet. Then you have to sit down and define, where do you need to be in the next 5 years? In your ability to make that definition, you begin to map out a plan and a strategy. That strategy will make you to start understanding, who do you need? What do you need? How do you need them? And where can you find them? When you are able to get these informations right, it directs you to the set of people you need. For us, I could find out that I need people who have more knowledge in agricultural space. I need people that have more knowledge in business development. I need people that can handhold me through the process of running a sustainable business as a small scale business. I could see people that have done what I'm trying to do and have done it far better. And I could see opportunity to learn from other people's failures. So when I was able to identify that, I started seeking for opportunities, trainings, mentorship program, accelerator programs that will further alone and not do your due diligence of researching. You won't find these opportunities. When you get into accelerator programs, you put yourself into a network system that can guide you, system that can train you, system that can give you opportunity on a normal day you may not be able to access. And I can tell you that when you talk about click is not just about thinking of just people who sit to gossip. No, in business world, there are cliques. These are people who solidly depend on each other and people who want to see the growth of each other because there is a trust system. When you make yourself available in a network system and you bring in a value, the truth is that you will assess value. And my advice is wherever you go and wherever you find yourself, in each network you find yourself, always go with the mindset of not just taking, but also to provide value. And that is what will launch you into the greater opportunities that you can access. Be a person of value always. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that exciting and inspiring share. Let's move quickly to the business of organic food and the industry. I'm concerned. You know why?
No.
Chemical-based products are the order of the day in the Nigerian market. And not just Nigerian market, the GMOs and the likes. Very, very popular in the market today, and they are cheaper. I'd like to know, aside challenges of this nature, and possibly you want to speak extensively about it, what are the challenges that you have experienced in the organic food industry? And how do you overcome them as an entrepreneur, knowing fully well that these people have so much money to pump into junk, so to say?
Okay, so first thing is that as a business, you must understand your market and the people you want to serve. Before we came into the business, there are other major players in the healthy food and organic food space. And Mebic is not the first, and I can assure you that Mebic won't be the last. But then what sets us apart? For us at Mebic Organic, we say we ensure health and sustainability. Our brand promise is traceability at every step. And how do we do that? We simply make sure that we work with farmers and know where the food comes from, of this food. Now, because as an average Nigerian, most times we do not read labels. And when we do not read labels, we do not know what goes into the food we eat. And most times, consumers' level of awareness, everybody is beginning to, since after COVID-19, to be aware of, oh, I want to live healthy, food that are healthy, natural food that are better. But sometimes the natural food, are they better? Are they sustainable? Are they food that can help promote your healthy lifestyle journey? When a food is being grown by a farmer, and a whole lot of synthetic fertilizers is being laced into, or poor food handling happens, or poor improper logistics, transportation, storage occurs, the food is no longer safe. So for us at Mebic, the key thing first is develop a system that can make every stakeholders within the ecosystem that works with us understand what our value is. Have a check system that validates that quality control is of highest priority. Have a traceable system that can know the source of where the food comes, even when they're on shelf. Now, and for us at Mebic Organic, our value differentiation is that you get these things fresh from farm, you eat them, they become like a food supplement to you. Because we are validating that every iota of product you use from Mebic Organic, we ensure that these values we promise is what you are getting. So for everyone that buy a bottle of fat spices, you are guaranteed that the necessary due diligence has been done, quality is assured, the source of your food is being known, the production process is done using eco-friendly process, the storage system is done using a natural storage system that can make sure there is no pest, and no contamination. You are not afraid of aflatoxin, you're not afraid of preservative, colorants, and all that. You are eating food in its natural state, in a more healthier form. The only difference is that you have it in a more convenient way. You have it accessible 24/7, because what we are promoting is to make sure that healthy food is accessible year-round. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very, very inspiring, I must say. I heard you speak about a couple of initiatives, on what Mebic Organic is doing to ensure that you're able to meet up with market demands. Do you have any initiative currently that you are up to, or something you are working at that you'd like to let the general public know about? Feel free to just share with us.
Okay, so personally, Mebic Organic, we are scaling up gradually, and we are working with a community of women and youth in underserved rural communities to come into our micro retail scheme. We are also working to onboard more smallholder farmers in our network. And aside that, we are planning for 2025 to onboard into the value addition space, training more people to learn about value addition. Why we are doing that is to make sure that we create access to job and employment for people in the underserved community, especially women. And also with this, we'll be able to make a whole lot of impact in our community, give these people the opportunity to improve their economic, to improve themselves. Now, for us, the goal is to onboard about 500 to 1,000 women and youths by 2025 Q4. And we aim to train them on value addition. We aim to train them on waste management, because in agriculture, there is no waste. Every byproduct can either be upcycled or recycled. So we want to train more people to understand how that is being done. And at the same time, this will enable us to have resources that we can give to our farmers as input support. So we are trying to make sure that we we can improve their standard of living. Thank you.
Thank you for that response, Maureen. So let's go into the subject of entrepreneurship and leadership. What's the size of your team? How do you approach?
Sorry, my light seems to be fluctuating. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I can still hear you. I think everyone can hear you. Okay, are you set to go on?
And that's all, because I can't seem to hear you well.
Okay. We can give you a little bit of time to adjust that while we go on a short break again. If the media team is ready, please help us with the video again. And as soon as Maureen is back, we'll finish up the rest of the session. If you're just joining in, thank you for joining in. Whether you're joining in live on Zoom or watching from YouTube or any of the other streaming platforms, this is Face Off, and do have a great time.
We're introducing a leadership game, which is called the Heads of Nations. I want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics.
Teaches time management of resources, in developing society, in developing individuals. So our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and to the rest of the world.
The board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is actually very interesting, and I've played it several times, and it is just like reality.
It encourages young people to begin to critically think about how they develop their country, develop their nations. So it's global, it's not just Africa or Nigeria.
It will fine-tune, it will renew the mind, it will begin to prepare people for the place of leadership, it will begin to bring us the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended. I'm sure that they're going to go places. This is just the beginning. I think this is a gift to the world, and kudos to the team that put this together. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that inspiring video. And we want to welcome everyone to join the TLR community and hone your leadership skills, and at the same time contribute value to society. We're live today on a face-off interview with Maureen Ebele-Ajaba. And Maureen is an entrepreneur. You can turn off the video now. Thank you. Yeah, Maureen is an entrepreneur who started business in 2019, having gone through some physical health challenge that led her to launching into exposing the solution that she created to more people so they could be a part of it. It's been a great time having this interview with her, and it's been very insightful. I hope you've been able to pick one or two lessons in the course of the interview. If you have questions and you would like to engage Maureen in any question, please, you could put them down in the chat. At the same time, we want to invite you to be a part of the TLR community, where we are building a community of leaders for a common worthy cause. By 2025, we're looking forward to empowering as much as 365,000 leaders. And even though we may be starting on this note, we're looking forward to as much impact as we can have through the initiatives that we've been creating. What you just watched is the launch of the Heads of Nations board game, which already has endorsements from series of organizations, including the project I2M, the project Innovation to Market, RISA, and the UKA. And we are looking forward to empowering more and more leaders who would be able to take on leadership across their various walks of life. As an organization, we've worked with series of entrepreneurs and series of leaders. We've worked with series of young people, students, and working with you is something that we would also love to do. So if you're hearing us right now, you can just search for the Lead Revolution on the various handles and start to follow us. It will be great to engage more of you and to bring you to our community where you can also develop your skills and also add value. So we have a question in the chat. So Shubomi is asking, what kind of entrepreneur are you? So I don't know who that question is for, but I'm going to respond. Basically, I'm going to allow Maureen to respond to that if Maureen is ready.
Sorry, can
Maureen,
I explain myself in the question?
Oh, yes, you can, please.
Okay, let her go online. Just tell her
Okay.
to go online.
You want her to come online?
Oh, please. She wouldn't understand. Please.
Yes, she's still muted. Maureen is still muted.
Okay, well, I'm waiting.
Yeah, go ahead, Shubomi. You can just go on to ask the question and I'll be able to explain it as soon as she joins back.
Oh, let me ask her myself, please.
Okay,
I just
okay,
know who I am.
okay. Okay, so while we wait for Maureen to get back live with us on Face Off, we would like to state that this interview session continues every Saturday, and today we are live with Maureen Ebele-Ajaba. Last week we were live with, last 2 weeks rather, we're live with Ololade, who was the Guinness World Record attempt maker for the longest distance walk by a catwalk, walk by model, longest distance walk on a catwalk by model. And that was done by Ololade in Nigeria, a record that was only broken 41 years after. Also, the first person we had live on this session was Dr. Sunday Adelaja, who is who pastored one of the largest churches in, who pastored the largest church actually in Europe, and also was a journalist, was involved in the Orange Revolution, and authored well over 500 books, and has a book coming up actually very soon. So we've had very, very great times with all of these leaders. And for the next session, we're also looking forward to engaging other leaders. We have Mark Idiahi coming up very soon. He is the convener of a leadership awards event that holds annually. In future meetings, we're also going to have musicians. We would also have game creators. We would also have other successful entrepreneurs who are making an impact in their various fields. So it's great to have you join us now, and we look forward to more participation from you in the future. Maureen, if you're ready for us, kindly indicate so we can go on. I think she's still having a network glitch. Yeah, so while we are waiting for her to join us, Shubomi, Maureen is actually a social entrepreneur. I'm sure she would have opportunity to speak more about that. So there are different types of entrepreneurs. And like you asked earlier, she's a social entrepreneur and she operates in the organic food space.
Okay, sorry. Is Chichi online?
Yes, Dr. Chichi is on the line.
Okay.
I can see her
Okay,
currently on the
Chichi.
line.
Good evening.
Um,
Oh, God, now. Can she hear me? Good evening, Dr. Chichi.
Okay, Shubomi, these conversations can be held later. We are live, and we would just love to wrap it up in the case that Maureen is unable to join us. Hopefully, we'll still be able to have our interview again for a subsequent time. I'm aware that she has another meeting for 8 o'clock, so I don't think that having her still come online right now would be the best. So we could reschedule our interview much later. I'd like to say a big thank you for everyone who's made meaningful contribution to today's face-off. For every one of us who is joined on the Zoom call today, we say a big thank you. For those who are watching us live on YouTube and other platforms, we say a big thank you. Face-off is going to continue next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. And we hope to have more inspiring guests. So stay tuned as we engage more people at Face-Off. We can have a break right now while everyone can just begin to take their leave. Thank you so much. It's been a great time today with everyone. Sorry about the glitches that we have. We hope that by next time, our guests should be able to have rectified that. Thank you so much. We can have the video play, Unzubichku. Thanks for joining the call again. While you watch the video, you can exit and we'll see you later.
We're introducing the leadership game, which is called the Heads of Nations. We want to see how we can, in our own simple way, encourage youth inclusion in politics. Teaches time management of resources, in developing society, developing individuals. So our hope is that we can catalyze leadership development all across Africa and the rest of the world.
The board game has to do with improving nations, improving society, improve their decision capacity, how they can think creatively, how they can manage time, how they can think critically.
The game is actually very interesting, and I've played it several times, and it is just like reality.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to fix slide goals.
It encourages young people to begin to critically think about how they develop their country, develop their nations. So it's global. It's not just Africa or Nigeria.
It will fine-tune, it will renew the mind, it will begin to prepare people for the place of leadership, it will begin to bring us to the place of responsibility. It is highly recommended. I'm sure that they're going to go places. This is just the beginning. I think this is a gift to the world, and kudos to the team that put this together. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much. Maureen, I hear you are back on the call. So we actually decided to have this.
Sorry, light has been an issue, so I had to find a way to run it off. Can you hear me? I don't know why the light is fluctuating.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was actually speaking in pitch in darkness. I couldn't even, so I had to quickly check out the light. I didn't know that I was on.
Okay, so Shubomi asked a question.
Okay.
Yeah, we can allow her answer the question. You can allow you answer the question now, and then you can take your leave. Yeah.
Okay. I want to know, what kind of job do you do?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
What's your job?
My job?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a food safety professional, and I run a company called Mebic Organic Integrated Limited, where we process and package healthy foods and spices for household and for industry.
Okay.
Yeah. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to gain expertise in supply chain management and in business development management as well. So what basically I do is that I also guide young people in developing their business plan, guiding them to the path of finding access to funds, also in pitch presentation, in business model development, and all that. So I do that. I have a new organization, a personal brand that is dear to me coming up, known as Test Real. And Test Real, we are trying to work it to be a consulting firm that will guide young people on how to build and manage their business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So thanks everyone for joining the call. Hopefully we have another time with Maureen that we do not have
yeah, so sorry for all the interruption. I would prefer we do this again, and possibly any time that is more convenient for you all and suitable. Let's see how next week or in 2 weeks' time will be. Kind apologies. My light was messing up. I had to go get that fixed.
So we'll get back to you. Uzbek will get back to you on any other available dates. So we are booked for the whole year already, and the early part of next year. But you'll get across to
Thank you so much. You too.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.